Imagine that you swipe right. A cute smile pops up and a friendly hey lands in your inbox. You check the profile. Same city, mutual music taste, nothing weird. So you grab your favorite jacket and head out, promising friends you'll text when you get home. But the text never comes. Welcome back to the Criminal Minds. How did a routine Tinder meetup turn into a nationwide manhunt, an occult-tinged confession, and a courtroom drama so twisted jurors needed counseling? Stay with me, because one casual swipe set the stage for one of America's most haunting digital age murders. Sydney Irene Loofe grew up in the Nebraska farm town of Neely, population 1,603 traffic lights. She painted her bedroom sunshine yellow, wore sunflower pendants, and lined her diary margins with doodles that looked like tiny rays of light. Friends called her Sid. She loved thrift store hunting, fishing with her dad, and making playlists no one else understood. Twangy country next to EDM bangers. After high school, she moved 120 miles south to Lincoln, started leasing apartments at Menards, and, like most 20-somethings, downloaded dating apps to break up the routine. On November 14th, 2017, Sydney matched with someone named Audrey. Blonde hair, side smile, username, occult-tinged. They traded 140 messages in 2 days. Audrey, real name Bailey Boswell, invited Sydney out for drinks and a little weed cruise. Sydney said yes. She snapped a mirror selfie in ripped jeans and a mauve pullover, posted it to Snapchat with a caption, "Ready for my date." That was her last social media post. 48 hours later, Sydney's phone pinged its final location near a one-story motel off Highway 34. By the time police traced the signal, the room was empty, mattress stripped, air thick with bleach. The search for Sydney would lace together Snapchat timelines, cell tower pings, Walmart security tapes, and a chilling Facebook Live where two suspects smoked cigars and said, "Sydney's out there somewhere. You'll just never find her." But the hardest part, the part Sydney's parents still wake up reliving, came weeks later when hunters stumbled upon a garbage bag in a snow-dusted ditch outside Clay Center. Deputies opened it and saw a tattoo, a sunflower, Sydney's favorite flower, inked on what used to be her upper arm. Bailey Boswell was born July 14th, 1994 in Leon, Iowa, population 1,900. High school classmates remember a shy girl who loved softball and band, but barely spoke in class. After graduation, she bounced between community college, waitressing jobs, and a short-lived marriage that ended in 2014. A year later, she met Aubrey Trail on Facebook Marketplace. She was selling old makeup. He was flipping antiques. Trail was 20 years older, balding, fond of snakeskin boots. He called himself a rare coin dealer, but court records show a long rap sheet for bad checks and antique shop scams. Within months, they were partners in more than antiques. Friends noticed bruises on Bailey's arms. She stopped posting selfies and started traveling with Aubrey, from flea market stalls in Missouri to rundown motels in Nebraska, hawking coins and silver. On October 2017, Bailey downloaded Tinder. She used a fresh alias, Audrey, a mashup of Aubrey, the man who now controlled her life. In every photo, she looked carefree. Blonde waves, wide smile, cracked screen iPhone held high. No one saw the motel rooms behind the crops, the duct tape in the suitcase, the ledger of names Aubrey kept in a spiral notebook titled Fun. While Sydney curled her hair, Bailey and Aubrey were 40 miles away at Roadway in Room 15, Crete, Nebraska. Motel camera shows Bailey entering at 5:11 p.m., paying cash for one night. She drags in 2 plastic totes and a suitcase. 5 minutes later, Aubrey hauls in a small, hard case cooler. At 6:47 p.m., Sydney's Chevy Cobalt pulls out of Hartley Street, following Bailey's Trailblazer south on Highway 77. They merge west on Route 33 out of the city lights. Before we move on, who is Aubrey Trail? Aubrey Trail grew up in Salem, Alabama, bounced through foster care, and collected felony convictions like souvenirs. Bad checks in 98, grand theft in 02, more scams in 08. He reinvented himself in the Midwest antique circuit. Cheap Civil War memorabilia, haunted dolls, bogus gold coins. He told girlfriends he was a vampire. He told acquaintances he practiced witchcraft that needs sexual energy. He told podcaster friends he knew how to make people disappear. Those who tried to laugh him off changed their minds when they read the indictment. On December 4th, 2017, 3 deer hunters trekked a corn stubble field outside Clay Center, Nebraska. They spot a black trash bag tangled in tumbleweed. Think it's litter. Slice it open with a pocket knife and recoil. Inside lies a severed forearm, sunflower tattoo ringed in dried blood. By dusk, state troopers find 11 more bags along a 17-mile stretch. Each holds pieces of Sydney, wrapped in the painter's drop cloths purchased at Home Depot. The evidence chain is now airtight. The FBI widens the dragnet. A tip line explodes with leads. And Bailey and Aubrey are about to make one last, desperate move that ends in shattered glass in a courtroom show no one sees coming. Dr. Harriet Koenig, state forensic pathologist, begins reassembling Sydney like a grim puzzle. Missing pieces force her to list the cause of death as homicidal violence. Method undetermined, but she notes. Ligature marks on both wrists. Clean transverse cuts on long bones, consistent with a 10-inch fine-tooth hacksaw. Trace bleach in hair follicles. Proving attempts to erase DNA. By the time Sydney's remains reach the morgue, Bailey and Aubrey are 500 miles away, motel hopping under cash names. On December 15th, 10:05 a.m., U.S. Marshal spot Aubrey exiting an antique mall near LaPlace. When they approach, he bolts, trips, slams into a display case. Glass shatters. He's cuffed, bleeding from forearms. Simultaneously, FBI agents arrest Bailey 2 miles away at a Dollar Tree. She's buying peroxide and Hello Kitty bandages, likely to treat Aubrey's cuts. During transport, Aubrey hisses at reporters. "I'm the one you want." She's innocent. Bailey cries in the back seat, but says nothing. At 2:03 a.m. in the interrogation room, Aubrey slashes his own throat with a hidden razor smuggled in his boot heel. Blood sprays the wall. Paramedics rush in. He survives, but the outburst leaves a question echoing. What truth was he about to spill? So awful he'd rather die than speak it. While surgeons work, FBI agents serve search warrants on the couple's motel room SUV and 2 storage lockers rented under fake names. They found 3 hacksaws, duct tape roll, small animal cage, and antique Civil War coin. Agent Troy Delgado quotes the room stench as bleach layered over moldy motel carpet. During interrogation, Bailey said that all she did was what she was instructed to do, and if she didn't do it, she will be punished. She pulls up her sleeve, showing fresh bruises, old cigarette burns. While Trail said that she's a witch and she wanted a convert, but Sydney freaked out in the process. As all this was going on, Sydney's family wasn't the same anymore. They were devastated, confused on how could someone possibly be this cruel. On January 2nd, 2018, they were both charged with Count 1, first-degree murder premeditated. Count 2, conspiracy to commit murder. Count 3, improper disposal of human remain. They both pleaded not guilty. On June 2019, the trials began. Prosecution theme, premeditated occult murder. Defense, Bailey acted alone. Trail only disposed of remains. Key moments, pawn shop video of Trail haggling over Sydney's camera. Jury gasps. Medical examiner shows hacksaw marks match Trail's Home Depot purchase. Trail fakes a fainting spell. Judge orders him strapped to wheelchair for rest of trial. Verdict, guilty on all counts. Sentence, death. Bailey's trial. Prosecution theme, she was a lure. Without her, Sydney lives. Defense, coercion and battered partner syndrome. Key moments, Bailey's audio diary. Jury hears, I can't unsee her face. Expert shows bruises consistent with long-term abuse. Janelle Graves, the shadow figure, testifies under immunity. Bailey said, he'll kill me if I talk. Verdict, guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy. Sentence, life without parole, second woman in Nebraska history to face possible death. Jury split spared her. Sydney's family was satisfied about the verdicts. Sydney Loofe loved sunflowers, thrift shops, and country roads. She swiped right looking for a spark and crossed paths with 2 predators hiding behind fake names and darker fantasies. If tonight's story shook you, do one thing before you close this video. Stay safe online. Meet in public. Tell a friend. Drop your live location. It's cliche until it saved a life. And if you want more deep dive cases told with empathy, not gore, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next investigation. Comment below. What detail surprised you most, and what digital age safety tip would you add? Because here on The Criminal Minds, every view, like, and share amplifies a victim's voice and pushes us one step closer to a world where no family has to search a ditch for answers. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay cautious, and I'll see you in the next one.